Okay, hello everyone. I'm so glad that we are all here together today. Thank you for that. And we come from different countries with different cultures and languages, but our common language is the love for children and the belief that education is a powerful tool for changing the life of the younger generation. And we see the wonders of what happens when you invest your time, energy, and knowledge into development of children. With your help, our project touched the lives of many kids throughout Ukraine, opening up new horizons for them and inspiring them for future success. You have not only helped them practice the English language, but also instilled confidence in their abilities, showing them example of openness, tolerance, and mutual support. So you are part of the GoGlobal family, and each of you have your own story of how you met our organization and your own motivation and your own path to educational volunteering. And this meeting is dedicated to you and your stories. And may our meeting be source of new ideas and inspiration for all of us. And now I want to give the floor to our wonderful volunteer, Joel. Joel,
Sure. Hi, can everyone hear me okay?
yes.
We can hear you
Great.
well, I think.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for inviting me here today. I'm really excited to be connecting with you all. Working with Go Global has been one of the great joys of the last year and a half. I originally came across the program through an email that was sent out by my employer in, I want to say April or May of 2021. So really shortly after the war with Russia had begun, and it was definitely an interesting experience to get the email and really realize, how much help was needed and how much support could be given. And so I immediately signed up. I didn't really know what to expect. A lot of the trainings were very helpful, but I had never done anything like this before, especially not virtually. And so my motivation for joining was really to provide support. What I didn't anticipate was how much support I would get in return and how much I would learn from the students and the teachers, and how much richness hearing about their experiences would provide to me. So I've been participating in the program since April or May of 2021, so a little over a year, and I've had 3 different classrooms. I've had one in Cherkasy. That was my first classroom. I had students that were anywhere from 11 to 14, so a younger group, very eager, very elementary English, and we had a lot of fun. They were teaching me Ukrainian words as well. And actually that was I think one of the more challenging of the 3 classrooms, because we were frequently interrupted by air raids. And that was an experience that was new to me as well, because just being on the Zoom call and kind of hearing the sirens go off in the background, and then, the Zoom screen going blank, and worrying about how everyone was doing and what was going on with the children. And so formed a very strong bond with that teacher and really tried to show up and adjust schedules and things so that I could be online whenever the students were able to be online as well. And we learned a lot about each other. I had a great time learning about Ukrainian food and traditions. And actually that was when Stefania won the Eurovision contest. So it was a really exciting time to be a part of a Ukrainian culture and get to celebrate it with the students in real time. The next classroom I had was in Chernivtsi, and the students were a little bit older and a little bit better in their English. And I was really surprised to hear how they were all very technically proficient, a lot of computer programmers, a lot of gamers. It was really cool. One of them showed me a simulation that he had created based on Minecraft, and just seeing the talent and the way that, with the tools that they have, all of the creativity they were able to bring. It was very, very, very cool. And then in the last classroom I had, it was with a summer program. So a group of artists, and they were of all ages. And so that was very cool to me because I got to see some performances, some videos of the students singing, some still images of some of the street art that they had done as a group. And so really every classroom is very different, but I think common thread of the experience for me has just been the joy of participating with the students and learning from them as much as, if not more, than anything that I was able to teach them, and just, you know, share in their joy and really try to be a source of support for them. So it's been one of the, like I said, greatest experiences I've had, and I'm really excited to continue being a part of it.
Dear guests, volunteers, and teachers, maybe you have some questions.
I have a question. My name is Ram and I'm from India. I actually volunteered in 2018 June batch. So it's been almost 5 years since I last volunteered with GoGlobal, and it was a wonderful experience for me. But in the last couple of years, there's been so much of war-related events. How stable is the place? Can we still come in and volunteer in a safe environment? These are a few questions that I have. But I had a very wonderful experience with Ukraine, Kyiv. It was a new exposure for me, and I really loved the country, the people, my host family, my class teacher, and the children also. The children were very wonderful. So I had a very great experience. I would like to again come back, and I'm just wondering how safe is it now? What are the next batches opening up? Because I came in the summertime. I wanted to try the winter time also, because that's a climate extreme that we don't get much in India. I want to experience the winter also in Ukraine. And this is a question I had.
Well, maybe it's my post-COVID kind of expectation, but it didn't occur to me that anyone had done this program in person. So that's a fun insight to have. I only ever did it virtually via Zoom, so I can't speak to some of your questions. So I'll turn it over to Alexandra.
Yeah, we have other volunteers who come to Ukraine before pandemic, so you have chance to ask about it. And maybe someone else want to ask something? Or Joe, I want to ask you. Please name 7 things what you have learned about Ukraine through communication with children and kids while participating in our projects. Maybe 5 things.
Sure. Okay, so I learned one, the words to Stefania and the meaning to the song. I learned about, let's say, Ukrainian traditional dress and what the symbolism of the colors are, the white and black and red. I learned about the importance of, is it the tree with the flowers? Now I can't remember the name, but the tree that blooms in the summer, and there's the song about it that's very beautiful. I learned a few phrases, like, for example, Meni zvati Joel. Sorry for my pronunciation. And Privit and Dobry din. And so a few phrases that I love to share with the kids. And then I learned about the food. I'm so interested to try the dumplings and the borscht and the sweets and the savory food as well. So, my first stop when I come to Ukraine to visit my students is going to be the restaurants, definitely.
Wow, thank you, Joel. And yeah, I see questions from Solomia, yeah?
Yes, but I think Collins was the first one who raised his hand, so...
Yeah, please. Okay. Not a problem. Collins, what is your question?
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Okay, my name is Collins. Collins comes from Kenya. Collins is a teacher here and a certified positive discipline educator. Actually, I don't have a question, but I just have a comment or a remark on actually what I went through when I was doing the Go Camp. I did it in 2021. It was a very good experience. It was a very wonderful experience. The children actually really loved me so much because I don't know how I used to teach them and how we used to conduct our sessions. Even the teachers that I was given from that school, actually, we did a very wonderful work and it was a success. And I actually praise the organizers of such programs so that actually the Ukrainians can be taught the wonderful sessions that we had with them. Actually, congratulations for those who started or initiated such programs. It was a great beneficial to them, and actually they enjoyed. I'm also the founder of an organization here in Kenya, which is called Bright Future Life. And actually the programs that we do most so resembles the programs that I did with the children there in Ukraine in 2021. Because even as we do fun inclusion activities for children, these are activities that make children to be very happy. They are activities that encourage the children. Actually, I really love such programs. And I hope that, I don't know when the next Go Camp will be, so that I get ready and help the children over there. So maybe if you can have to respond to that question when the next program will be, so that I get ready. I don't miss the next program. I missed the last one, and I will not be happy to miss the next one. So that one is a question of just may I know when the next program shall be. But I appreciate you so much. I love you so much, and I like working with children, and we shall work together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Collins, for your comment, for sharing with us your experience and emotions. I hope we will have our next conversation clubs, GoGlobal clubs, in September. I hope so. I will send you all information. So thank you for your comment again. And Solomia,
yeah. So actually, Collins mentioned the Go Camp in 2020 or 2021. I was a participant. I was a member. I studied. It was like a summer camp in our school, but online, and I was a part in it. I remember that. It's like a pleasure surprise to got mentioned this just because it was so random. My teacher called me and was like, hey, do you want to take a part in some activities? I was like, okay, what I have to do? So you speak English? Yes, I do a little. We take you. So they grabbed me, and it was 2 weeks, if I don't mind, and we speak only in English. And it was really interesting experiences because I don't have much experience in speaking English in 2021, only with my teacher. Oh, and actually question. So if I understand correctly, it'll be a program, be maybe really long term. And since September, I will study in the academy. So I don't think I'll have a lot of time to take a part in Go Camp. So we will have some activities in summer, or only starting from September, like this speaking clubs or something like that.
No, actually, we have different projects on winter time, summer time. It depends. But GoGlobal clubs, conversation clubs, it's something new for us because it's really long term. Because first wave of speaking clubs was in May. Yeah, March. April, May, June. So yeah, it was 2 waves, and it's new format for us. And I hope you also like it. We try to make schedule more flexible because we know about your full schedules because all of you have a job or study and so we try to combine different schedules. Sometimes our volunteers work together for different reasons. Some if one of volunteers can't join, that other volunteers try to join of groups. So it's very different schedules for all of you. And also I see Yulia, maybe you have a question.
Okay, hello to all the participants. It's my pleasure to see all the volunteers here because I wanted to say thank you to all of you for your work. I've been taking part in 3 GoGlobal camps, so 3 times. I was as a teacher of young learners of different ages. Once I worked with a group of 9th graders. The second time it was my work with high school graders, and well, the last time again the students who were 15 years old. Well, and the work the volunteers do is really enormous. Well, they try to listen to each student. They try to be helpful anytime, and so I can see my volunteers, my colleagues. Just now, one of them was Resolu Caroline from India, maybe around you know her. Well, I also worked with Michael from Egypt and from, I don't remember his name, that's why I won't.
Michael from Egypt, from Alexandria, I know him.
Yeah, okay. Okay. They are really cool people, and so we even worked after the GoGlobal projects. I asked them to help me well in my lessons, during my lessons, and it seemed to me that they were available anytime I asked them. So that's why I wanted once more to say thank you, dear volunteers, that you are here and that you really help us. Thank you.
Thank you, Yulia. And I also see Shamal, you have a question.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon to all of you. And maybe in somewhere in Canada and US, it is the morning, but in my time zone and Ukraine is 5 p.m. Thank you for organizer and for GoCamp organizing to this meeting. And I'm thanking you to hardworking. It is a part of the humanity to helping the society in Ukraine, because this society now needed help, maybe emotionally and before education and learning science. So that we are here to helping society, and for us also it is very proud if we can make a happy any children in this country. So it's for me, it's my second time to participate in this Go Camp. It was last time in 2021, and now so I'm glad I'm here to serve and given all my emotionally and activity which I can help to make a student happy. For my specialization, I'm a physical rehabilitation and physiotherapist, and also I'm a professor in a university, in a big medical university. So maybe it is hard for us to be attend or to give them a lectures anytime, but it is be your pressure in the time to find a very special time to Ukrainian student which one they needed. For me, the last time I was in the group of children, it is I think from the north, so the age between 10 to 14, something like that. So it was very happy and very I enjoyed to teach them and be with them in a group and exchanging cultures and some activities. So thank you, and glad to see you again.
Thank you, Shamal, for sharing with us also your experience. And Joel, if you don't mind, I want to ask you one more question. What qualities do you think an educational volunteers should have, on your opinion?
Yeah, that's a great question. Personally, I have no background in education. What I think maybe made me successful was just my enthusiasm. So one, just really wanting to be there. I felt very passionate about it. I was very excited to be there. And, I think if you're not excited, then the students will know. But then also preparedness. I really thought about the lesson plans. I wanted things to flow well. I wanted to make sure if the kids weren't participating very much, then I had activities that would get people talking. And so I think, the combination of both was, I hope, what made me successful. I don't know, you'll have to ask the students, but I don't think you need a background in education. I just think you need to have a plan.
Yeah, thank you. It's really important. So many skills you have to know.
May I ask to the organizer about the next Go Camp? It will be attend or it's online also? Because we would like to be attend and go there to meet student contacting. It will be fun for us and we will enjoy this. We don't know.
We have online camps. Previous camp was on June, and when we'll have information about next, maybe winter camp, I will share this information with all of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Joel, for your story, for sharing with us about your volunteering work experience with GoGlobal. And I hope see you in our future projects.
Definitely, can't wait.
And I want to check because our next speaker didn't join, but maybe I don't see. Resolu Caroline, are you with us, or maybe something? Okay. So we go to the next our volunteer, and I want to invite Ahlam Barka.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Alexandra. My name is Ahlam. I'm from Algeria, and I've joined the Go Camp in last November 2022. And I had prepared a video to share my experience, and I will provide some commentary as it progresses. I'll try to show it. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Good. So I work as a pharmacist and toxicologist, and I'm fond of nature and animals. And I want also to share with you. Yeah. I think I mute the video. It's better. I think I want to share with you some photo of Algeria. Here, for example, we have the city of Tinga, ruins, Roman ruins. An arena here. It was a bullfight ring, but now it don't work. It's just like a tourist attraction. Here, for example, it's a fort and chapel of Santa Cruz. It was built under the Hispanic occupation. And yeah, I've provided also some photo about Algiers, the capital city. Here, for example, it's the Kasbah. It's a neighborhood, an ancient neighborhood built by Ottoman. Here, for example, it's a tomb, a royal tomb of Kingdom of Mauritania. It was built before Jesus Christ. And here, photo about the Martyrs Memorial. And the Hamma Garden, it's a very famous garden in Algiers. I also want to share about Sahara. For example, here we have the mystic city of Sefar, and Ghardaya with its magnificent architecture. The canyon here is in the east part of the country. And to finish with that, we have, for example, this Tahat Mount. It's the highest peak in Algeria. It's in the Sahara. So let's come back now to our to volunteering. So here is the first photo. It's a photo of my first day as a volunteer in Algeria. It was in May 1st, 2017. After a success of our event, the event we organized for children with cancer. And it was my first day as a volunteer here. Then, we provide some activities for children. We worked also to raise awareness against breast cancer. And here is a photo about the event, where I heard for the first time about Go Camp. It was a student fair. It was in March 2020, just before the COVID pandemic blackout and lockdown. I have participated in this fair, and I've met a middle school sport teacher here in this event, and he told me about his engagement with the Go Camp. He was supposed to travel in August 2020 of that year, and I keep in mind the name of this organization, and I search about it, and I applied last summer to be part of volunteering activity with Go Camp. So the reasons behind my engagement with Go Camp was to experience in abroad volunteering and seek inspiration in order to enrich my activity here in Algeria, to practice English, because we are a French and Arabic speaking country, so we don't practice English in our routine day. and to support also Ukrainian students, especially in these circumstances, and also to exchange culturally. I was so excited about that, to exchange with the kids and also with their teachers. Here is the photo of my first of the program that I joined. It was a country of mutually beautiful people in last November, and in my first participation to the GoCamp meeting, I have my first meeting was with the volunteers. It was the volunteer coordination meeting. I was a little bit nervous before it began because it was my first experience with international people. But as it began, I get acquainted with the person from different parts of the world, and I was really excited about that. I really enjoyed this experience, and you can see here my face. I was literally all smile when I take part in the discussion. So let's now talk about my sessions with kids. We have shared during our session, we have shared our emotions, our feeling. We have a lot together. We have drowned even together in some activities, and we have also worked together in some projects. We have also shared our hobbies, and we found out that we shared lots of things together. For example, we love animals, we love music, and we have the same interest towards the English language, towards international communication, the art, and we learned a lot. We learned a lot through our games, our activities. I learned a lot about Ukraine and also about Algeria. It pushed me off. It pushed me to dig into my own culture and into my own country, and it was really very interesting. And to summarize, our session shined positivity, love, and tolerance. And yeah, it was a very amazing opportunity I had. We shared a beautiful human experience with Ukrainian children and even their teacher. And I can, for example, give you an example. One day, it was the volunteers recognition day, and the teacher sent me the project video that kids have prepared for me, and I was literally in tears when I found out, when I see this video. I learned a lot also with this session, because it was a very beautiful program, interesting program, educational, with educational games, and it helped me also to develop my skills and to interact with kids during our activities. Yeah, it's also inspired me and to develop my own projects in my town. It's called Awakened Youth DZ. I have created it in last March this year, and in order to inspire and to motivate Algerian youth. For example, this photo was taken during my campaign to raise awareness against drug use in my town, in schools, in university. For example, here it was a paramedic school, and through the radio station. Through my projects, I want also to inspire students to respect nature and to motivate them to be the better version of themselves. So it was a very interesting and inspiring program I have joined, and I want to thank you for this opportunity I had.
Thank you, Ahlem. And it's really amazing when I see results for not only for kids, Ukrainian students, but for our volunteers. And it's so nice to hear about your own project. It's really great. And dear guest volunteers, maybe you have some questions. I have a first question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
How have you changed since starting your volunteer work? Have you learned anything new? I mean, maybe some soft skills or something else?
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, I discovered that I really like this experience. I really like interacting with the international people, and because after each session, I was really excited after that, and I was really happy to share all these emotions with the person that are far from us. That we have sometimes. We have different cultures, but we share a lot together. So I discovered this thing that I really like these experiences, and also I discovered that I can bring sometimes some. I can help kids for sometimes to share their feelings, to be like to be. So I can animate some games and to discuss with the kids. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, and after that, I also start learning Spanish in order to get acquainted with more people in the world. Yeah, so it was a very, very positive experience for me.
Nice, thank you. Maybe our teachers have some comments, or you want something to add? I have one more question. What advice would you give to people who are just starting to engage in education and volunteering? Because you know how to be a volunteer at the first time.
Yeah. First of all, it's they should make heart in it. They should do it with heart. They should like it. So when we did something with heart, we make times in it. We make effort in it to make it to realize it. So also to prepare for activities, it can be very helpful to prepare before activities, and also when we prepare before, we can also bring new information for students, and we can also learn from our preparation. So to work with heart and to prepare before the activity can be very helpful.
Thank you for your advice, and thank you for your presentation.
Thank you, Alexandra.
Yeah, and we move on. And I want to invite our young friend, dear Amr.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
Hi.
Actually, I just want to tell you that my own first Go Camp was when I was 18 years old, when everybody was just amazed for me. How old are you? I told them I'm 18. Everyone felt like I'm just one of the kids in the class. But I just want to tell you, everyone, also for the guests, if you would like to join Go Camp, Go Global also, the age is not a factor. If you speak English and you would like to interact with people, enhance your own skills, Go Camp is the solution. It's just free. You can do what you want. You can just practice the language. If you have a B1, B2, just interact. Make everything simple. Just have fun. Have fun teaching English and interacting with the kids in English. And first of all, I just moved into the situation without just introducing myself. I just prepared a presentation. I will share it for you. Oh, just hold on. Okay, here we go. So can you see the presentation now?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, my regards from Egypt. My name is Amrul Wardani, and currently I'm electrical power engineering student, senior student, the last year. Currently, I'm 22 years old, and really, I was really happy since the first time that I was in Go Camp to help the Ukrainian people. Not only the Ukrainian people, being just a helpful element in the society, or a helpful person in the society who can just change maybe a little from what happens during our own life. So what I would like to tell you about myself, I have passion towards learning and teaching English and gaining more skills, especially if it comes to English. I would like to participate every time with Go Camp with the Ukrainian people, especially, and the youth. Also, I would like to tell you that the Ukrainian people are really, really kind people. They just want to interact, but they have just they have just a small wall between us and them, especially the kids. They have interaction. Sometimes they have problem with interaction with foreigners. I just felt that during my own second session with them. You have to make them feel comfortable. You have maybe sometimes you have to just interact with them and their language. You have to just do some effort and learn some Ukrainian to move forward and make things easier for them. Just to interact with them, ask them what they want. How can you enhance their own skills? How the weather in Ukraine? Ask them simple questions, and everything will be just smoother and also comfortable for them. So this is how you can interact with the students. This is what I also concluded from my own interaction with the students. So this is the first point. The second point, what drives people? This is also from Facebook, your own post on Facebook. What drives people? The question is, what drives people from another part of world to get up in the morning, just to go to a Zoom meeting and just Zoom with the Ukrainian children? It depends on lots of factors. The first factor is that you connect with them. You have the empathy and sense of empathy and desire to make a positive impact, helping the Ukrainian culture, helping the Ukrainian community from the danger that they have currently. But for me, also, I would like to tell you that that wasn't like the only point for me. The second point was just for me, like just helping myself into just enhancing my own skills, including the the cultural diversity. Actually, discovering the cultural diversity will make you feel better, will make you feel like professional. You can interact with lots of people from different parts of the world, from the US, from Canada. You will face lots of nationalities during your own way: Canada, USA, the UK, lots of countries. So this is also another point. When you are interacting with huge cultural diversity, you will just get a benefit from that. That was the first point that, or the first point that I would like to tell you why I joined Go Camp and what I got from Go Camp. Just the culture diversity and also the soft skills. The soft skills that you got from that I have got from Go Camp seems really great. Maybe the first camp was in 2019 or 2020. The first camp was virtual. During the COVID-19 pandemic. I was really like worried, anxious about how I can just interact with them, especially that I'm 19 and I'm talking with people and kids ranged from 13 to 15. We don't have a wide range between me and them. But I would like to tell you that was really easy, step by step, just to make everything comfortable for you. Just search for information, how to interact with the kids. Maybe I found a way how to interact with the kids. 7 minutes for talking on a topic and 7 minutes for having fun with the kids. That was one of the techniques that I took in charge during my own sessions with Go Camp. This is the second point. And also, the second question that I got from your Facebook page, how do us, like volunteers, combine our work, maybe we just got from lots of different and various fields, engineering, pharmacies, and also from medical faculties, from other fields. So individuals who engage in the educational volunteering, especially from like far fields, they want to just interact with people. So they make their own schedule flexible. Remote options that got accessed by the GoCamp, GoGlobal made that really easy. When you go virtually and just take the risk or take the task to be a part of such a program remotely, and you do your best to communicate with people and make everything better for them and just gain experience from them, that will really help you. Not in your field, but it's just like a soft skill. It will just give you even one soft skill from the skills that you need. Maybe the presentation skills, the organizational skills, the international programs like that should be really appreciated, should be really joined, just to make you feel like professional. Your skills will be better. This is the third point. The fourth point, when you apply for any job anywhere, especially if it will be in another country, they will value you for being a volunteer. This is the point of view of volunteer towards volunteering. You do the best for volunteering, and also you will get the value from the community that you have got volunteered in such a community, just to make sure that everything is under the sustainability term. By the way, volunteering is just one of the keys for sustainability. I think that it's one of the keys. Sustainability will not be available without having a volunteership that makes you and make sure that the youth or the people who needs help just get what they want. If you don't do this, you will not have a valued sustainability all over the world. This is the third point. Also, from my own experience, I learned English not from the school, because my English was at the school, I think, was P2 or P1, but just I had a great time to learn English till I reached my level. Maybe I'm not the best, but till now I'm C1. I started with Washington University in Business English online, and then with California University in Academic English. Those skills, and also the skills that I gained from the both universities virtually from their courses, and also from the US Embassy in Egypt, they all give me digital skills and also teaching skills, learning skills, how you can interact with people, how you can just make your own schedule flexible for making a volunteering time for each day you want. It will be hard sometimes if you want to do this, if you have a really heavy job like engineer or a doctor. So this is the third point. My skills will not be discussed. It's like for the presentation I just reviewed with the kids before. The last thing is just to recap. Why do volunteer? I just did the research on 2019 about the ranking of Ukraine among 70 countries by the education first. So you will understand that the ranking is like 34 from 70 countries rating. This research is 2019 research. I think it got better during the current days to more than, like, you're now not on the 30. 31 or 32, I think, according to the new research. So I would like to thank you all for the opportunity. I would like to thank you all for making me for having fun in 3 camps in 2020, and also 2019, 2020, 2021 also, and currently I took part in 2023. But because of my own university and also because of my studying and volunteership, I attended part of the camp. But I would like to be a part of the upcoming camps, especially that will. I think the management told me that we are going to move forward on August or September. That depends. maybe because of the issues that they have in arranging the camps. So I would like to be with you, and thank you so much for your own attention. Thank you so much for your own participation in such a great meeting. My regards for all of you, for Joel from the US. By the way, I have been working with the company in Florida, and I really love the US people. They're really peaceful, they're really kind. And thank you for also participants from the Brazil. Oi, I think you're here. Also for Ahlam, thank you. Thank you for participating and being a part of GoCamp. Thank you for you all. Thank you for people from Ukraine. And I would like to give the mic for our own management.
Thank you. It's always so nice to have a chance to meet such interesting people like you during our projects. So I can imagine how kids are happy to talk with you.
Actually, I would like to tell you that on the first on the second camp, I just, you know, when you have international communities, you would like to show your own country, show your own culture. So I prepared also like a culture diversity camp, speaking club that would, during this, I just showed my own experience traveling all over Egypt, and they showed them the video. And also that was really great to show your own culture for the international communities. I think that it will be always a part of the speaking clubs. If you can just position it every time, that will be really great to make everyone from different countries learn about like historical countries like Egypt. I also had a question for you, or like a suggestion. Sometimes we don't have the access to the offline camps, especially because of our work, because of our studying. I would like also to have the flexibility if someone doesn't have the funding to come to Ukraine. I hope in the future they can get help from the Ukrainian authorities, or also GoCamp. The British Council was the one who recommended GoCamp for me, because the British Council, I was really interactive with the British Council courses, so they offered me the course with the GoCamp. I really appreciate that suggestion. Now I'm really happy about that, and thank you.
Yeah, so nice to hear about recommendation and story how you find information about us. And maybe someone have questions for?
I have a question, can I?
Yeah, of course.
You can go ahead.
Thank you. First of all, I want you to say, my hello to Michael. First of all, if you know him, and I want to say thank you for your work. And could you share the link to your speaking club? Have you got such a club just now?
I think the speaking club was recorded, and I will forward the presentation that I was working on to the management. I will forward. The management will forward that for you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I also have not a comment, but a question for you. Did you have any interesting, unusual, or funny stories from your volunteering experience?
The funny thing was that, like, I the first time I was in GoCamp, I just didn't know anything about the Ukrainian language or even Russian, and because of the interaction was really like weak between the students. For the first time, the students were really shy. So I had to open the box, open the translation and find words that can help me just interact with them. And after efforts, the idea worked. I think they interacted with me. They liked also the programs that we had, especially the Egyptian presentation about the culture. Maybe they have lots of desires to come to Egypt sometime. So that was like an opportunity to show our culture, not to show the famous places we have. We have famous places, but also we have hidden culture. Maybe some people doesn't focus on it.
Yeah. So sometimes it's happened when on first meeting participants a little bit shy.
It's really normal. It's really normal. And also, I would like to tell you on the second camp also, they had, I just concluded 2 students. They didn't want to communicate because of the accent. Maybe, when you have a natural accent in the tongue that seems like you are not a fluent or you cannot do the past with the English language. I observed that since the first and the second sessions. I told them that it's really normal. It depends on your own mother tongue. It depends on your own accent. Every person in this life has his own mother language and mother tongue, and he speaks in it, and he tries to learn other languages. If you don't know how to speak it fluently, speak it normally. Just try to interact, show yourself.
Thank
Make
you.
mistakes.
I
have a slogan. I have slogan for that. Make mistakes and you are in a camp. Just have fun.
Yeah, I think it's the main advice for everyone who learn a new language.
Yeah. Especially if you heard me speaking Ukrainian, you will say that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, maybe someone want to add something, some comments or questions, or we can move on.
I would like to send my own regards for anyone from India. Namaste. I hope that you're all great. I'm really also fan of the for Indian culture. Really happy to have you here also.
It's so nice to see when you met your people with whom we.
I think I met 3 management. I think I met 2 management before your own management. Mrs. Daria, I think it's now in the in charge, and also Mrs. Lupa. I think she is also in charge. They are really professional. They do the best to get out great Go camps. I would like to thank them also. Maybe they are not in the meeting, or they are, but I would like to thank them from my own heart. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for you also at the first.
Thank you. And I see comment from Collins, which we should have a common group to share ideas. Yeah, now we are preparing group on Facebook for our volunteers. And we plan to post some interesting information, and you also can publish some interesting ideas or links for some resources. So it's in our plans. Okay, and I want to give the floor our next volunteer, dear Johnny. Glad to see you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for the invitation, Alexandra. It's almost noon. It's actually noon here in Brazil. I'm from Brazil. I'm a filmmaker. I was in Ukraine in 2019, presidential camp near Kiev, and I joined 2020, and last year, 22, online for a little workshop and other opportunities. So good afternoon, dobry den. And I started volunteering exactly 20 years ago in my hometown to a children's cancer hospital before going to the university. So I stayed for like 6 months going to that hospital, playing with children. I learned how to do animal balloons with another volunteer. And after that, I always had a close relationship with some sort of volunteering, not only presential, but some sort of donation of money or food or clothing, because, you know, Brazil is a very big country and we have a lot of differences of social structures. There are many poor people, people in need of food and clothing and shelter. So some years after that, in 2017, a fresh girl from college, I was a veteran, she was a fresh girl. She said, "Oh, Johnny, you have to learn about the Go Camp program from GoGlobal. It is a an exchange volunteer, so you can go to Ukraine and stay there for like 3 weeks and be part of some group to help children to learn and improve English." And I was like, Ukraine? What am I going to do in Ukraine? It's so far from us. And she, you know, it has everything to do with you. You're going to enjoy very much. So I applied, but I couldn't go in 2018 because of personal stuff. So I have joined in the group of 2019. We were like almost 120 volunteers from 33, 35 different countries. I remember Victor Glasgow was there. I remember Abdul Rahmal, who was just here. He was also there. We all met together in Kozin near Kiev for 3-4 days training, and then we were sent to our camps. My first choice was to go to Melitopol, but for some reason, then I went to Pushavoditsia in a summer camp, like some kind of colony for children. And there were 80 children, and we were 10 volunteers. Me, a friend from China, one girl from Canada, one girl from Italy, one girl from France, another girl from Nigeria, United States, and Indonesia, and I forgot about the other two now. But it was amazing because those children, they were divided in 3 different teams. From 10 to 12 years old, they were in the animal camp theme. There was another group called the creativity group. The creativity group was from 13 to 14. And from 15 years old to 16, I was with Sophia from Canada in this entrepreneurship camp. So this sort of thematic groups are very rich for them to learn English or some other language, so some other idiom, because it helps them to create and elaborate the forms of presentations. They go to research some aspects of topics. We also had swimming pool. We had the dancing nights. We had exercises every morning. It was very energetic. And after that, it was the results, the outcome of this, it was interesting for me because I have been traveling a lot in the last years because of my profession. I work with films and television. I also always had exchange with different cultures, not only here in South America, but in Europe and Asia. So to me, the most valuable aspect of volunteering is that we use our most precious treasure in life, which is time, not only our presence and our energy donation, financial or food, but our time, our experiences and cultures. Regardless of religions, genders, habits, values, behaviors, and our geographic location, this experience of GoCamp was very enriching for all of us because we came from different cultures. It was a lesson of tolerance. It was a lesson of reconnaissance of territory. Like if we were in a spaceship full of ambassadors from different people for peace and a meeting of exchange and transformation. So I left Ukraine transformed. This relationship that we had, our 10 volunteers, we were so respectful and tolerant and tender to each other that we left Ukraine with very strong bonds. We're still friends. We're still talking. We have groups. We talk on each other's birthdays. So this is the most valuable aspect of the volunteer in Ukraine for me. Of course, there also the importance of education, of making children and teenagers understand the necessity and the importance of learning a different language like English or Spanish or Mandarin, languages that are very common in the world for the future and their profession and their travels. So for me, this is the most experience that it's an exercise of tolerance and respect. And if I can show some images of these volunteering. If I can share my screen here. Do you hear me well?
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah, we see your screen, your certificate.
Yes. These are some of the children that was in that were in the online camp. They're very shy, the teachers over there. So I also made presentations about Brazil, the Brazilian culture. I made some trivias. I used a lot of Kahoot to play games with them. And there are some other volunteers. This is Chelsea from the US. Let me show my presentation. This is a brief, I'll try to be brief. It's a brief presentation about me. I am a filmmaker from Brazil. There are some images of projects that I was in. Let me open the presentation. This was in Ukraine in 2019 with the younger group, the Animal Camp group. Come on, computer, go. A lot of screens open. So I showed some places that I went in my life, like Italy, Peru, and that's the Great Wall of China. So I could tell children how it's important to travel or to research about other cultures. And I showed some pictures of me in Brazil with in the indigenous culture, some beaches, and this is the place that we were in Puszczowodice. We were playing with balloons.
Johnny, I guess we see only blue folder.
You don't see the video?
No.
So I use this presentation to talk to the children and the teachers for the first time, every time that I go to a new group. And I also participated in an entrepreneurship event in 2015 with the Yunus group. It was very interesting, and I'm very close to different sorts of volunteering, but the GoGlobal initiative of GoCamp, for me, it's the most strong one because there's presential, there's online, and these efforts to make children to learn different language is so much important. They're very shy, so communicate is a very important topic. This is the film that I directed and is almost ready. I can send the link as soon as it's ready for all of you to watch. And I hope that when this invasion, I don't call it war because there's just one side fighting, and this invasion ends, I hope we can go back to Ukraine and help rebuild what must be rebuilt and share new experiences and restore peace.
Great. Thank you, Johnny, for your presentation, for your deep things. And maybe our participants, volunteers, teachers have some questions. I have a first question. Maybe in your opinion, what soft skills are important for modern children and why?
Children are very connected with technology these days and online new lives. So I think it's important for them to go outside. And the first thing is to do some sort of exercise. So if there is somehow a way to make them exercise, physical exercise, it's good for the next camps, if it's possible, the presential camp. But in terms of worldwide social skills or professional skills, it's the language, the idiom is always the most important thing, because you'll be able to communicate with other cultures. You can learn how to develop applications and understand softwares and how this digital world is coming. Because, for example, the young ones and the younger ones, they are very close to digital platforms, cell phones, computers, tablets, and sometimes they don't understand how they work, and they don't understand the small aspects of these technologies. They use the technology, but they don't understand how they work in terms of engineering, in terms of time they can spend in a screen. So they need to be taught this sort of information, because it's a tool for learning, it's a tool for culture, not only games and social media to post pictures and travel and food.
Thank you for your thoughts. And also, I want to ask you, name 5 things what you have learned about Ukraine.
5 things. some words, very important words like kochayu, like kava. I learned that the Ukrainian people is a peaceful people. It's normally and usually a peaceful people, but it's a very steady people. It's very steady and very proud of their culture. And the food is really good. The food is too much sometimes. You can be very full. I also learned how to say that. It's yanaivsia.
Yeah.
Yanaivsia.
Yeah.
And because the food sometimes it's too much. I loved borscht. I loved everything that I ate in Ukraine and the places that I went. And the most important thing that I learned is that this kind of shyness, this kind of politeness of the Ukrainian, it's not xenophobia, or it's not some sort of I don't want to be in touch with other people. It's the opposite. It's a great amount of respect, of admiration, and sometimes mostly children, they don't know how to get to you and talk and hug you and be close to you. But with time and daily in a daily basis proximity, this can change. So I follow them on social media now. They're all older, and I see them. Some of them are airplane pilots, and some other girl is a nutritionist and model. So they're very engaged in this digital connected world.
Yeah. Thank you, Johnny. Maybe somebody want to add comments or questions? By the way, I have a more specific question. You have interesting job. You travel a lot, and what your professional and life experience, what you share with kids?
I just came from Argentina. I spent the whole month of June in Buenos Aires, and I have, for the last 17, 18 years, I did television series. I did events like the World Cup in 2014 here in Brazil. I made documentaries for the BBC and the Discovery Channel. Now I'm working in 3 different feature films, one fiction for children, one documentary, and maybe next couple months I'll be recording an album of a local band. So I showed them some of my skills in filmmaking and also digital stuff. But the team that I was, the entrepreneurship team, we were assigned a task to develop something for people with special needs. So they were very intelligent and very skilled in ideas, and they suggested that we could make the concept of an application for people with special needs. So this was oriented by me and Sophia, and I tried to give them ideas and show my experience in terms of filming with cell phone and making little editing and to create some form of narratives, because everyone, especially children and teenagers, they have cell phones, they can film and some sort of story and edit. They do this very easily.
Yeah, thank you for your answers. And thank you for your time, because every time when we invite volunteers to our projects, it's really great, because you have to manage how to combine your work and volunteers. So yeah, sometimes maybe it's a little bit hard.
Yeah, because of the time zones are so different. For example, I see here that Chelsea from the US is here. Robert
Yeah, I
is
also
from
see
the
Robert
US.
Richter.
Yeah, Robert he's the greatest veteran of GoCamp.
Yeah, Robert, hi. You can unmute yourself.
Your sound is off,
Yeah.
Robert.
Здравствуйте.
Oh, привет.
Добрый ранок here. It's still 11 a.m. 11:30.
Yeah, so good morning.
Yes, добрый день.
It's
I
nice
love listening.
to
I
see.
love listening to everyone. I've been with GoCamp since 2016, a while ago. I spent 6 months every year in Ukraine doing maybe 5 or 6 Go camps.
Great.
And in my first deployment was in Mariupol, 2016. And it's a shame what's happening there now. But over the years, the children, I can't really say children, they, when I met them, they were in the 11th form, 10th form. They graduated, they went on to college. I would get invitations to the last bell, to the graduation ceremonies. And so in between my deployments at different Go camps, I would go back and meet former host families and teachers, administrators. It's just really wonderful program. I love the question that you had, Alexandra, about what would you give the children? What would you, you remember this question? And I have an answer to that based on my experience for so many years with GoCamp. There are no mistakes. There are only learning experiences.
Yeah.
The more mistakes that we make, mistakes in quotes, okay? The more mistakes we make, the quicker we learn, the quicker we figure out what's happening. It's interesting, when I was there, before they started doing, at one point in 2020, they stopped. And then people began to realize that this pandemic is not going away soon. So they started the virtual Go camps. And that was great. Still doesn't beat the live performances. But when I was there, I used to show up early to classes and stay late. I got to meet a lot of the students, and they would speak to me in very good English, and they don't speak in class. So I talked to them, and several of them had the same response. They said, well, I tried, but I made a mistake, and it was man. They were humiliated and belittled in class, so their solution was not to speak. That's sad. So I said, you need to make mistakes so that you can learn how to do it, to speak. So that one single fact, mistakes are a very fearful thing. So getting them to embrace mistakes. And I have a book I have a book here. This book, the first teacher in Mariupol gave me this book, and in it, she passed it around to all the students in the class, and they all wrote their little mementos. It's really wonderful. And it's amazing how many of them said, okay, we're going to make more mistakes. I love mistakes was my motto. But anyway, it's a great program. Looking forward to the next sessions. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. I think your advice inspire kids to talk more and more, learn more and more, and don't afraid to mistakes. So thank you, Robert. And I also see James, Griffinus, Caroline, Julia. If you want to add something, I will be happy. Hi.
Yes.
Caroline? Yeah. Yeah. James.
I'm
Hi.
James. I was also in country in 2016. I had the luck to go to USNI. Just adding a little bit to what Robert had to say is you feel like there was success when several of the kids at the end of the program came to me and said, I'm no longer afraid to use my English. And that felt like the greatest accomplishment I could have. I spent my time, they had their programs that they did, they would show to me in class where they didn't speak a whole lot necessarily, but then we'd do 1 in 3 student, they would come to me and just sit and talk. And I always like to talk with them whatever they wanted to talk about, because that's the words they would need to learn. And introduce them to their friend, the dictionary, and talk to me about whether it is dance or your artwork or your wrestling meets. What are you interested in? Talk to me about it. And I was unable to go back in 2017, 18, some medical problems. They come up at my age. I've done several online ones. I'm still in touch with some of the teachers. Not so many of the students. Young people stay with themselves pretty much, although there are some students I'm in touch with. I look forward to trying again to come on, not only online, but in the country. It's a great program. The people running it, I thought were amazing in 2016, is how it was put together, their enthusiasm, and the enthusiasm of the students who were part of the programs. It's been a great experience. I hope to do more of it.
Thank you, James. And I have a short question for you. What is your personal motivation to be a volunteer?
My personal motivation on it is my great grandparents passed through Ukraine. We were German immigrants. So on a couple of times, I've been in Ukraine a couple of times. I've been able to go to the ancestral village just to look at it. There's nobody there anymore because as Germans, we either left or run out. But I felt a connection with it. And the response of the students and the teachers, I consider usually my second home.
Yeah, it's great chance to connect with your yeah. So Thank you for sharing this experience and your thoughts. We so appreciate for your help with Go camps with kids. It's really cool. And if you maybe want somebody want to add something, or maybe you have some comments, you are welcome. And also we plan to hold meetings like this in future, maybe with some topics, because you have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledges, and maybe it will be a good idea to hold some meetings about educational experience, about soft skills. So we also work on this idea. So I want to say thank you, all of you, for your time, for your energy, for your presentations, your questions and comments, and together we can make something great, something big, and really one big family, international family. So it's great to know each of you, and I hope we will see you in future projects, and not only on projects. So we will be in touch, and I want to say goodbye, everyone, and see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.